Hey y'all, welcome back to
yes.
Knitting in Our Jeans. I'm going to turn the volume on, so hopefully you heard all that. Hey y'all, it's welcome back. It's Knitting in Our Jeans. We are on episode 45.
I can't believe it.
I know.
Unbelievable.
Well, considering we've taken a few weeks off, and in 2 weeks it'll be technically a calendar year.
Yes, it will be.
So
yes, it will be because we started during Rhinebeck.
Yeah.
And I'm going by myself this year.
Hey. As we discussed earlier, if things had panned out differently, I would be going.
I know. I'm going to be really busy.
You are?
Yes. I'm going to be volunteering. I found I'm in the merch tent. I have no idea where the merch tent is.
That's that tent we never go in that's in the middle of all of the stuff that always has the line.
Oh, dear Lord. Well, I'm sure that...
It will be fine since you were on the inside of it.
They'll figure out where to put me. I'm going to be up there on Thursday, so I can ask Karen... Where do you want me to be? Just someone point me in that direction. So I'm sure it will be lovely.
It will be great.
It will be great. So I'm going up and down on Thursday. I have to do my swatches for that.
You have 2 weeks.
I have 2 weeks. Meanwhile, if you're wondering what I'm doing down here, I'm fixing a sleeve. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I had a little problem. A little incident.
So who are you?
Who am I? That's such an existential question that
we're not going
all
into
the time. And in fact, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
Why? Why do I do this to myself? Why did we start this podcast? Why did I ask this question?
You're gonna love this. Your father's gotten a book on dentists retiring.
Oh no.
And so there's this dentist who surveyed 600 retired dentists to find out what they do and, how do things go and all this other kind of stuff. So he said the first part is really kind of touchy-feely, and he's not really good with this. I'm like, really? What a surprise.
Really? And Predmor not good with touchy-feely?
So he says, but they have worksheets to help me figure out what it is I want to do. And I said, okay, I'll tell you what you want to do. What you want to do is go sailing with me because you like to fix things and all this other kind of stuff. So as we're driving back from the Annapolis boat show yesterday, I said, and we had been talked to the radio guy and the AIS guy and the feed splitter guy and you name it. We talked to the guy, so that he could work on this stuff because he loves working on this stuff. He says, yeah, I picked dentistry because, you have to make things and do things. I
didn't think he picked dentistry.
Well, it was a fallback position.
Ah, okay.
Because they had his Uncle Ed was an engineer, but Uncle Ed had personality issues, so they didn't cast a good light on engineers.
I'm glad no one said that when I was going through school, because I would have hurt them.
So, no, it was Ed, not anybody else. So, and then the rest of the people kind of around the neighborhood were in the union. Mm-hmm. And so anyway. He says, I always liked woodworking, and I like that kind of stuff. And I said, yeah, that's why you like sailing.
You fix things.
Yeah, fix things all the time. So we just had he's going to find out who he is. I said, yeah, well, that's going to be a riot. Not that I haven't known you for over 40 years, but, I can.
It's not like you and I could totally take the quiz for him.
Yeah, really. So, anyway. So I'm cpredmor on Instagram and Ravelry.
Also known as Mom or Carolyn.
That's right. Sorry. And so anyway, we were at the boat
usually
show.
she posts on
Knitting in Our Jeans -C, if I can remember the -C.
Yeah, well.
So
usually you can tell if it's her or I. I usually put hashtags. She usually doesn't.
No, I'm not up to that.
It's okay. You're at least posting. So
yes.
Did
you see we got locked out of the hotel room? That was
yes.
That was the picture of the door. We'd gone to breakfast. We got an extra 500 points because there were spots on the rug they couldn't get out or something like that. And so the woman at the desk said, so are you checking out now? I said, no, I have to get him packed, but we'll be checking out. So we get back from breakfast. Door won't open. Door won't open.
Well done.
Yeah. And I also posted something else this weekend.
Yeah.
I knitted all over the place. So if anybody's asking, do you knit outside? I knit at the boat show.
I knit at a concert.
So, good. So I had this in my purse.
Very nice.
Now I had a tiny little purse. I had my
your itty bitty bitty
my itty bitty purse, and I managed to squish this thing in there so that I could work on it. And so this is what I finished.
It's the Entrelac hat.
It's my Entrelac baby hat, which is going into our donations for Winthrop University Hospitals, the neonatal ward. And I'm pretty pleased with it. I mean, I think that I can't imagine when I would use Entrelac on another occasion.
Well, there's that sweater I told you that has the panel up the front.
Yes, you told me that. I don't think I'd make that sweater, but I can certainly tell you about Entrelac. But I think it's very pretty. It's very difficult to get up speed. And I have to admit, I was working on a size 1 needle with fingering weight yarn. So pretty proud of myself that I did it. I like the color combination. I think it's a very nice fall color kind of thing. I think it's a very cheery hat. But am I entranced with Entrelac? No, not as much as I am by Fair Isle and some of these others. So, I mean, there it is. But anyway, so I took that. It was shoved into my bag. And I was taking out knitting on it whenever we were stuck sitting someplace. But it was a fun boat show.
Good.
Yes, we got to see.
You got January all figured out?
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
So then we can figure out Vogue Knitting Live.
Yeah, I'm going to be back on Wednesday.
Oh, cool. So we have all weekend.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes, so that we can start looking at that. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, because they released the 2 bigger packages.
They released the whole set of classes. You didn't get that email?
But you can only get it for the... I think you can only register.
We'll check on this.
Hold on, we're checking. Right, but
all open.
I have a feeling it's just for the 2 bigger packages.
All right, well that would be fine.
Yeah. Where's registration?
Anyway, we'll
all the classes are released.
Yes.
But to actually register, buy tickets, classes, lecture, marketplace.
Slowly working. So anyway, we went and looked at a lot of boats.
See, only Big Apple and Fifth Ave.
And your father. So we
Holy
were looking.
Crud!
Oh my goodness.
Sorry, that's
really,
it. The prices
have jumped.
Since it's been a year and a half. We didn't do the big packages last year, and the year before it was significantly
about $200 less.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we were looking at bigger boats because we are contemplating living on a boat. On a boat. If not all the time, then a lot of the time. I keep trying to tell your father about brownstones in Brooklyn. He goes, I don't want to be in Brooklyn. I said, you don't want to be any place. So anyway, I have to start buying lottery tickets.
Okay.
Seriously, lottery tickets. I figure 1 Powerball, 1 Mega Ball, and 1 Lotto each twice a week. It's $12, I think. No, 2 Lottos. That's $6. Oh, so 1 Powerball, 1 Mega Ball, and 1 Lotto could be just $5. I'm not sure. I have to check. Anyway. So we were looking at some larger boats, and I found a boat.
Is it a catamaran or monohull?
It's a monohull. The catamarans you can't see.
Really?
You cannot see from the steering stations.
Maybe in the next 2 years they'll get better.
Except from the main cat, which we're talking about chartering in the Bahamas in spring break. Because the wheel is inside and you're up forward and you can see both starboard and port sides. You can, I love the X5. You can't see the starboard side. You know, I'll crash into any dock if you can't see the starboard side. You just can't see. And the H&H. Oh my Lord. If I win the lottery, I'm getting an H&H.
Before or after the brownstone?
H&H is first.
Okay.
Then we know what we have left over for the brownstone. Oh my gosh. The H&H was, in terms of livability, the X5 was just the neatest thing. They had shelves, drawers, closets. They had a washer dryer. It's a 1-unit thing. Washer, then dryer.
Like a British one.
Yeah. It was really quite well laid out. And so for live aboard, it was great. But you can't see. And that's a problem. A big problem. The main cat, it's kind of like the poor man's version.
Okay.
Poor man's version of an H&H is
Okay.
what it is. We saw the 38-footer. And it was okay. I think the 41 and being on it for a week would be very educational in terms of how good is this, in terms of will this work, will this not work. But it had outboard engines instead of inboard engines. Right. And I said, well, I had heard that I was given to understand that they were easier since you could then drop the whole unit out and replace it if it doesn't work. You're not trying to figure out how to get your body into the engine well. And of course he says, well, there could be a problem.
Well,
Yeah, well, So anyway, but he's willing to discuss and willing to go and charter it for a week, which is nice. So we'll probably do that at spring break. So anyway, that was good. But the monohull, the Jeanneau 440, it has headroom. It has headroom, and it's pretty sunny down below, and it's a bigger boat, so it won't be as bouncy. Okay. But if I could combine the benefits of an X5 with an H&H, would that be a boat? Oh my goodness, the H&H has the steering wheel right up forward. And in fact, you can walk through the door and you can steer from the outside while you're fixing the sails. Wow. It was created with sailing in mind. Not as much storage space as on the X5, but it is a bigger boat, and I think that I could find space for all kinds of stuff. So anyway, that was fun. In terms of a possible boat, the main cat is a possibility, and that would be nice since it is a cat. And it's supposed to be really buoyant, so we'll see. And then the Jeanneau 440. So that was really quite exciting. So yes, I was knitting at the boat show. We had a really lovely time. The only problem is that we walked all over Gosel Acre. And I mean, we walked. I did over 5 miles.
10,000 steps a day.
Oh, yeah. And from no steps, basically, to over 10,000, an average of 10,000 steps each day. And I carried a backpack and the bag and this, that, and the other. So not only my weight, but probably another 30, 40 pounds. Because in the backpack were 2 bottles of water for each of us and a few other things. So I did walk, which was great. But the next day I was a little sore. Today, I have to tell you, I can barely move. My calves are as tight as violin strings. But this too shall pass, and obviously I need to get back downstairs to the treadmill and start really walking. Anyway, your father was in pain too, so it wasn't just me.
But he's, of course, out doing fall series today.
Well, yes, he's telling me I should get out and walk today because that'll drain the lactic acid. Somehow, I don't think that's the way it works.
If you couldn't tell, my father is of the rub dirt on it philosophy, yet he's learned that if he tells me that, I kick him.
Yeah, so,
I learned that at about age 13.
His parents didn't believe in resting, no rest.
No rest.
So, he's out there sailing, but he's just going to be using mostly his arms. So, we had a great time. I did knit, obviously, with my finished hat, so I did have something. And then did you finish anything?
So I did. I didn't bring it. So I went up to the Hudson Valley yesterday.
You did the
Bacon Fest.
Yes!
It was slightly disappointing.
Oh.
So they advertised that they were going to have over 40 different types of bacon and bacon foods.
Yes. No?
There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 10 or 12 different kinds of bacon foods. There was no, cured bacon or cured meats that you could, take home.
Oh, no.
Which was, kind of, what the heck? But they did have a local beekeeper, so I got some local honey.
Oh, nice.
Some dark honey. I didn't get the light honey. It's the same crop, but I think she said dark is harvested in the spring and light is harvested in the fall, or it's flip-flopped. But the dark has a lot more,
antioxidants
or whatever? No, it's more flavorful.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I'm going to leave that one at home because it's not a squeeze bottle, and I like to have the squeeze bottles at work.
Yeah.
But So even though a lot of my allergies aren't environmental, there is a lot of positive research done about conventional honey versus local honey and allergies. And so there's a lot of positive research in the fact that your allergies can your environmental allergies like pollen and things can reduce with use of local honey versus conventional honey, which is why I buy the local. Yes, it is more expensive. I acknowledge that. But also, if I can help my daily life
and local craft people.
Exactly.
Cool.
And Stop and Shop, I think even the Stop and Shop in Port carries the Southampton one that my Stop and Shop does.
Nice.
Next time and when we go together, we'll look at. Yeah.
Yes.
So
also maybe the one in Huntington, because now the boat is the boat's being transported the weekend you're in Miami. I'm up at Rhinebeck.
Ha!
Oh well.
We both offered to help.
Yes, we did.
I mean, I bet if he had even scheduled it for the weekend after, I could rope Greg and Sarah into helping.
He doesn't want to wait till then because...
Or the weekend after, but...
No, then it has to be in by November 1st.
Oh, okay.
So we don't have unlimited.
Well, because last time I asked him about it, he goes, we'll have till mid-November with the weather being the way it is. And I'm like,
it has to be in November 1st.
That's what I thought he said last year, but...
Yes.
Right.
So anyway, we made friends, and I was carted around by various yacht brokers.
Good.
Yes.
Well, so I got some local honey at the Bacon Fest.
Good.
And then they had a booth for local distilleries. Like, everyone just had one booth.
Ciders, right?
No, distilleries.
Like rye and whiskey and bourbon.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I got some local whiskey. It was very good. So I got I think it's like 100 or 375 milliliter. It's a little one. But it was really good. And then they were giving out a free mini keg with it that you can make mixed drinks in. So we can make a mixed drink for New Year's.
Cool.
And then you just have people put ice in their glass or whatever, and you don't have to keep mixing a drink. It's brilliant.
That's brilliant.
It is brilliant.
That's brilliant.
And then
we could mix up just the flavors and the additional liquids, and then they could add their own alcohol.
Yes.
Yes.
We could do all kinds of things.
We could.
It's very exciting.
Very
it's real
exciting.
cute. It's like yay
we're
tall.
leaving January 2nd.
Okay.
So just heads up.
Okay.
Okay.
So and then Cassie got pickles. What else did I get? Oh, and we got barbecue sauce, gluten-free, local barbecue sauce. We got the roasted garlic one. It's really good.
Very nice.
It's a really large opening, so I didn't think that Daddy would be too keen on it, because I think you kind of have to scoop it out with a spoon.
Well, you could have got me several ones for New Year's.
I'm gonna look online because it was heavy. They're heavy, so I think maybe.
All right.
Maybe I can also give you a name to go up to. I know they're really good, so we could make it ourselves. Yeah, I know. There were so many. They were like, "It's really great on burgers and stuff," and I was like, because they had chips with it. I was like, "What is wrong with just dipping your chip in barbecue sauce?" Nothing. So that was really yummy, and that was really good, and it was fine. I mean, she and I both decided that it was good that we went and we enjoyed ourselves, but that it is not something that we have to repeat next year.
Okay.
Because it was a little bit disappointing in the execution.
Aw. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Okay.
But, so, actually, Friday night, Tanya took me to see the National at Forest Hills, where I was knitting up a storm on my Twigs top.
Wow.
Yes. And I showed it to Cassie on Saturday, and she was like, "Is that going to fit you?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's going to fit me. It's going to block out. It'll be fine." And she was like, "You sure about that?" And I was like, "Why are you doubting me?" And she was like, "Because I love you." And I was like, "Fine." So I tried it on. And I think it's a little tight. Like, it fits, but I don't know if it's showing up well. It's stretching the stitches a little too much, and I don't think, like, as much as I would like to wear it like this. I think it looks good. I think in order to wear it comfortably, I need to add about 8 stitches to it.
Yeah.
Around. So, and I think the problem is, so when you separate for the underarms, you're supposed to put all of your stitches just on a waist yarn or waist cable. And then you just keep going. You don't add a gusset at the side. I added 2 stitches. Or I added a stitch or 2 stitches on each side. So I've already edited that. I think I'm going to have to add enough to technically go up to the next size stitch count. But that's just because I showed you all, or we confirmed that I had gotten gauge, or a little bit larger than gauge, and I'm the right size. Like, this should have fit, but it doesn't. So I'm going to have to rip it back to under the underarms. But the interesting thing is that I got to here with 1 ball of yarn.
Wow. That's really quite good.
Yeah, considering it's like only 180 yards or something.
Wow.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to rip it back. Yeah, well, I have to rip it back till, to
the armhole.
To the armhole. Yeah, I cast on 2 stitches, it looks like. It looks like I cast on these 2. And I will cast on the differential between this size and the next size up. It's frustrating.
Very.
But I'm glad that my best friend from high school gave me the look of Lizz.
Don't do that.
So, and I think I definitely have enough yarn since that was only a skein and a half, and I have 2 more, 1 or 2 more at least.
It's really good.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is. I mean, I don't see any other ends in here. Yeah, I only see 1 end there.
I only see 1 end. That's good.
Yeah, so.
Well.
Yeah, it's frustrating, but I'm glad I did it.
I had similar problems. I think I showed you all that I had started the sleeves for my father's sweater.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the sweater.
So pretty.
And here's the sleeve. And it's not where it was before. I worked on it all weekend because after I finished this little hat, I was working on the sleeve. And the directions say to do a decrease every 5th row.
Are you sure it's not knit to the elbow and then decrease every 5th row?
It's not. There's 18 times 5.
I'm just confirming because I have, because this is a tin can knit, and so is my sweater for my other grandfather. So I'm just looking at the sleeves because, oh right, guess who totally planned to knit on it and then didn't this week?
Yeah, right.
Hi.
So anyway, I ripped
because mine says knit 5 stitch pick up knit every round, work for 6 inches.
Yeah, mine doesn't
say that.
And
then it decreases.
Yeah, mine doesn't say that. Nice try, but mine doesn't say that.
Mine
doesn't say that.
I was also trying to make sure that I had read my pattern correctly.
Well, you have different directions.
Okay.
All right.
I just wanted to make sure.
Stop it. So anyway, I ripped this last night. I ripped that sleeve back to here.
Well done.
And I have knit this. So what I'm doing is I'm doing a decrease every 2 inches instead of every 5th row. So I took it back to here. I've done this much since last night. And in terms of yarn barf, I've gotten rid of quite a bit. So I only have this much left over from what I ripped out. And what I'd like to do today is like at least get
yarn
that.
manage it?
No, I'm just going to knit it up.
Okay.
It's fine. It just looks funny. It just looks funny. It's been drawing just fine.
Okay.
So it was a very fast decrease, and it did not work. So anyway, I have ripped it out, and I'm starting again on the sleeve, and I will do the same on the next sleeve because it was just too tight. In fact, I make it down to the elbow and not decrease much at all, or something like that.
Reasonable.
So that's it's moving along. I did no work on my green sweater whatsoever because it's cable, and I knew that working on a cable at the boat show was like, well, I dropped stitches is what would happen.
Yeah. No, that's what that sweater would have said to you if you had.
Exactly.
It would have gone, ha ha. You thought you could work on me.
Oh, and on the 440.
So if you didn't notice, we haven't spoken since Thursday. Not for lack of not wanting to speak to each other, just like we both knew each other was busy. So we just, when that happens, we tend not to text each other and then just wait till we see each other.
We're just so busy.
Yeah. Well, I walked in at like 2:15, so about 2 hours ago from right now, and I came in and I was like, I have so much to tell you. Yes. So this is just continuation of that.
So the 440, we walked on the boat. Well, first of all, I was on the 54, and I came off, and one of the boat brokers said, so are you interested? I said, we're not interested for at least 2 years.
Good. Well done.
I'm sorry, but I'm just looking.
After giving Father heart palpitations in the car ride down, after my father decided to give my mother a lecture saying, do not tell them you love their boat.
And I said, I'm going to tell everybody I love their boat. Because I do. I love every boat. That doesn't mean I'm going to buy one.
Right. But of course, then they go over to Dad and say, your wife loves this boat.
So what he does is he says, I don't have any friends. The boat's too big. And they said, well, you can pick your friends out. He goes, I don't have any friends.
Oh my God, no he doesn't.
Oh, he does. He's just so embarrassing. So then on the way home, he's talking about something about how many friends he has. I said, you just told, I've listened to you for 2 days tell people you have no friends. Either you have a lot of friends or you have no friends.
You have no friends. I have no friends.
So anyway,
yet he's out sailing today with all his friends.
Right. So anyway, the boat broker said, so what are you really looking for? I said, well, I'm really casing the boats to see about headroom, and I want there to be a lot of light. I'm really tired of, at night, feeling like I'm living in the basement in my boat. I mean, I have a lovely boat, but the way they're built, or traditionally they're built, is when you go down below, it is
fully encased.
Well, it's fully encased, and the windows are up high, and it's dark. So I said, I really don't like the darkness. And there was something else I said, and I can't remember what it was. So anyways, he said, have I got a boat for you?
Uh-oh.
Well, remember, this is a dealer, so I'm really not worried. And I said, well, I can't do anything. I'm not going to do anything for 2 years.
Right.
So that's okay. Let's just walk back across. I think the new design for the 440 will be what you like. So he shows me the 440, and it's very nice. Anyway, I met a couple on the boat who had just bought the boat that day.
Oh, my God.
Her name was Ruby. And I just loved Ruby.
Did you exchange information?
I didn't. Go. She was just still kvelling over this whole thing. And she goes, and she was in shock. She says, I can't believe we bought it. I can't believe we bought it. We just sat down, we wrote them a check. I can't believe we bought it. And they're planning on living on the boat for at least 8 months. They're going to sail down live in Rochester, and they're going to sail down around Florida and into the Caribbean, and then back up to Texas, where they've got some grandchildren, and they're hoping that I think it's their daughter, will allow the grandchildren out on the boat for a week at a time. And I just thought it just sounded wonderful. So anyway, they signed on the boat that day, so that was Friday. But they're not going to be able to pick up the boat for a year.
Oh, my word.
So that's how much pressure the 2 hurricanes have put on the boat industry. So what you've got all the charter companies that very quickly put in orders for a lot of new boats. And I can tell you the difference. So 2-3 years ago, when we were looking for our present boat, the same people, I was talking to one of the sons, turns out, of Coney's, and they're out in Huntington. We had talked to them, and it was February. And if we had signed for a new boat right then, we could have picked it up end of June or July 1st. So 3-4 months. Here they're signing, and it's a year out. Wow is right. Anyway.
Well, what are you sailing when you go down to the Caribbean this year?
We've got a catamaran. We're going to be in and out of St. Thomas instead of the BVIs. I don't think it's saving any money whatsoever, but it's a different experience, and we'll be able to go around St. John's. And then I think we're going to be able to get to Jos Van Dyke. And they said that we could probably even get out to Anegada. And I said, that sounds great. We had talked about St. Vincent and then sailing down the Grenadines to Granada. But your dad got on some of his blogs, and there are some people that have had some security issues.
Oh,
safety
good.
issues.
Okay.
And as he said, you look at us and we look like prime candidates to be hit on the head. Yeah.
I love you both, but you both, I mean, Dad not so much, but you do I'm a pathetic little old lady really well.
And I'm
Mind you,
not.
this woman has a PhD and could smack you 6 ways from Sunday. Right. You come in between her and yarn that she's just bought, or food. Do not come in between this woman and scallops. You will die.
Yeah. Yes, and
So,
and I could see that, once we look to live on a boat, I need to take...
I bet we can get some recommendations from Dan for who to take some self-defense.
Yes. I was thinking, what is
Krav
that?
Maga?
Krav Maga.
I bet we can...
In Great Neck or something.
Well, I bet Dan has some friends that
I bet he does. Maybe we can get some private lessons or something.
Well, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So, we looked at that, and there's not only problems inshore with getting hit on the head and having things taken, but there are, traditionally, they have what they call boat boys, and they come out to your boat, and they offer to cook you a lobster dinner on the beach. And even the boat rental people say, oh, it's wonderful, but there's also people that say they're going to do this, and instead they tell their friends that while you're on the beach, go rob their boat. Yeah. So we decided not to do that until we know more about the area. And, maybe once we're in the boating community, we could find out where's, some safer places, to at least moor your boat. And then you could learn about the islands. We ran into Sherry and Paul Shand, who do the Distant Shores podcast.
Oh, you did?
Yes, we did.
She's obsessed with these guys.
Yes.
Obsessed.
Well, they're about our age.
I know, I love it.
They've been doing this liveaboard sailing for 28 years.
Oh my God,
and she's just really terrific. And Paul is kind of quiet, but...
not like anyone we know.
No, not like anyone we know. So that was very nice. They're getting a southerly. It's a heavy boat. It has a centerboard which you can draw up. Your father's not particularly interested in that, although
that means you draw less when you have it up.
I know.
And you have to motor with it. I mean, the only thing about a centerboard, when it's up, don't you have to be under motor? You can't sail with it? Because
you can get into some really close-in places, which would be nice. But anyway, he didn't like that. So
of course not.
Of course not. Of course not. Why would we want to be flexible? Anyway, but Ruby was just so excited. And she then took me, she said, did you go exploring in the kitchen downstairs? I said, no, I didn't want to do that, And she goes, oh, let me show you. So the way that they've gotten more light in this boat is they've taken the cabinets down from the walls and they put them on the floor. And
sounds reasonable.
It really is nice. So there's these pull-out shelves, really terrific. And she's showing me everything. She's showing me everything. Very excited.
Oh, that's adorable.
Very excited. She is such a sweetie. So, I was waiting to hear her say, would you like to keep in touch? I didn't want to impose, but she was really, really sweet to talk to. We saw them
you could
both days, but be that as it may. I'm sure I could find out from one of the Juneau dealers who they are.
Well, especially, you said they got the 440?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and especially if you're still thinking about it
next year.
Yeah.
We could certainly write them and say, so how do you like it?
Exactly. Get some...
Well, I have a feeling that if it sells well, they'll be making the same or same-ish configuration and maybe the 51. Because the 51 would be a nice size.
It's nice to know if they buy new, then what, how a new one fares for a year or two versus...
I think it would fare quite
obviously, since we have one that's,
10 years old.
10 years old, and it's faring still pretty dang well. But I think it's still good to check in and confirm these suspicions.
So anyway, that was
never
fun.
know.
You never know.
Quality control could have gone down in the last 10 years. I'm not speaking against anyone, but I'm just saying.
So I had more crab cakes. You could shake a stick.
Of course you did.
Delicious.
Of course you did. You went to Maryland.
That's right. So I got reservations at Pusser's, which is right on the dock. They're a part of Open Table, and it turns out that they're the
Mom's new obsession is Open Table.
Because I can make reservations
lickety split.
That's right. And then they're actually the bottom restaurant for the Marriott, the Autograph.
Nice. The Autograph collection?
Well, it's whatever's right down there in Annapolis in our harbor. So next month, when I can hopefully find out when the boat show is next year, maybe I can get reservations there. That would be great because then we'd be right downtown. And we wouldn't have to worry about parking or anything. So, yeah, we walked and walked and walked and walked. And then yesterday we parked at one of the municipal parking garages, which was fine. But it was a little further than where we parked the day before. So we walked. Loved it. Had a great time. Saw lots of things. Learned a lot. Looks like we'll have no problem getting AIS. So that's to identify boats that are around you so that we don't almost run into another. Incident. Yeah. It's for fog. And to keep other boats from running into you and keep you from running into other boats. So that's good.
Is this a new top?
No, I bought it last year on last year, first year, and then last 2 January sometime in Virgin Gorda. I actually bought it at the Bitter End Yacht Club.
I like it. It's nice.
It's nice. It's cotton.
I just noticed it's got a different color at the cuffs.
Yeah,
I like it.
I like it too.
Look
cotton.
on you.
Cotton is the only thing I want to wear while we're out sailing, especially in those temperatures, because otherwise, it's just so hot. So I got a nice shirt at the Pussers at Leverett Bay, which who knows if it'll be up and running this year.
We'll see.
Anyway, we'll see. I'm not sure that we're going to get to Virgin Gorda this year since we're setting out from St. Thomas.
Okay.
So anyway, I'm working on my sweater here.
Well, and I'm trying to finish this row so I can show you how far I've gotten on my test knit.
Okay, well you do that and I'll talk about what I bought the other day.
Oh yes, would you like the pattern you bought it for?
Yeah.
Just no.
So here, this is the Norrland, and yes, it is color work.
It's very pretty.
And these are the colors I bought.
Because if you all... Oh, I don't think we've shown them your coat.
We haven't shown them my coat, no.
The fabric Mother bought for her new coat is this color.
Exactly.
It's not showing up very well on screen, but it is hot fuchsia.
Hot fuchsia is right. That way, if it's a nasty winter day, I can cross traffic and they'll be able to see me. So they're both fiber.
Also because she's 4 years old, and if she wants a hot fuchsia coat, she's gonna get one.
Exactly. So these are both Neighborhood Fiber Company. This is DuPont Circle, and this is Thomas Circle.
And they're both on Studio Sock?
I'm looking. Studio Socks. Yes, they're both on Studio Socks. So I've got 800 yards here. And this calls for... let's see.
Yeah, just about. It says one hank of each.
Yeah. So it'd be more than a fun. And then I think also because there's matching mittens to go with it.
Oh, lovely.
So we'll see. I bet I could thrum those.
I don't know.
I could put some in. It's not terrible. Anyway.
So, this is the front. So if we put the
epaulets
at the shoulder. So this is the front, and these are the sleeves. So if you see the stitch marker here, this is, I believe, the sleeve separate, where the sleeve will separate. I'm at row 29 of 38 until I get to the short row shaping for, I believe, the underarm or this area.
How the heck is it being knitted?
So what you're going to do, so you do the 2 epaulets.
Yes.
So you cast on for sleeve, you pick up, cast on for neckline, pick up, cast on for sleeve.
Okay.
Then you knit down to, I guess, about here,
Yeah.
You then, I can't tell, I guess you put it on 2 different waist yarns, and then you pick up the other side. You pick up instead of cast on for sleeve, you pick up epaulet, you make back neckline, so you cast on for back neckline, pick up, and you knit down to the same spot, and then you join. She calls for a 3-needle, or for a Kitchener. I'm going to 3-needle bind off under the arm because I'm not doing Kitchener on 60-something stitches.
Yeah.
No.
Not with those length of arms.
No, it only should come to about here anyway.
Oh, okay.
That's what it looks like. I didn't even cast on extra because it's a test knit, so I'm not supposed to edit the pattern.
Right.
And she says that it's supposed to be 3/4 length.
Okay.
Sleeves.
I really like this.
Yeah.
How do you get the bumps on the epaulets?
So those are
Really
they're welts. I don't think I'm giving away a secret sauce. You knit, and then pick up the first row or the row below it and knit together.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. If I gave away secret sauce, I'm sorry. I didn't though because you don't know stitch count and all that, and it's so squishy. And I'm really excited about it. I have
colors.
Another, as I said, 9
Is
rows.
that Nerd Girl?
Yes.
Ah.
So the epaulets are in parlay.
We should ask if anybody who's listening is in Miami.
Hold on, we'll get to that.
Okay.
So, well, also because he hasn't responded whether or not, whatever. We'll ask, and then we'll see. So the epaulets are in parlay. They're in Dream Crafts and Destiny is in Our Stars. Technically, they should be in one color, but I didn't have enough yarn of one color to do it, so I did 2 color. And then the main body of the sweater is on Clever in Vasha Narada. So yes, all of them are Doctor Who colorways. It just worked out that way, and I think it's going to be really pretty.
I
don't know if the screen is really picking it up, but the Vashta it's beautifully like blue-gray, and then there's these spurts of purple and teal, and
the teal is
love it.
Stunning.
It's just, and the purple, look at that beautiful like lavendery purple. And then so in other news, I do not have any progress on my sewing this week because I got home and I decided that we should probably record first since Mom has dinner with family friends tonight, and so we don't know how late that's going to go because unlike everyone else who's going to go to dinner, I'm not going to dinner, but they don't have work tomorrow because, oh right, it's Columbus Day.
Well,
I work. You guys work.
But our friends don't work tomorrow.
So I'm not going to go to dinner. But I also didn't want to have to wait until you guys got back.
Right. So you'll be working.
So we're gonna once we're done recording, I think I want to at least walk through the top and see maybe if we can get the top.
Well, I think we should cut off the skirt.
Okay, we can cut off the skirt, and then if we can walk through the top, maybe I can get the top done while you're out.
Well, all right.
We'll work it out. But if we can walk through what it needs to be done for the rest of this,
we can certainly pin up the skirt roughly. Yeah, because the skirt only just needs a rough estimate of the hem.
Yeah.
Then you could do that at home.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to do something unless you're gonna be here next weekend.
I'll be here next weekend.
All right.
Because I think I'd want to just stick it on the form and hem it that way, you know.
Whatever.
I don't know. We'll see.
What's left is the hem.
The hem and tacking the chiffon
to the pockets.
And to the zipper.
Well, that's not much, but
I know
it's going to take time.
I'm so excited about this skirt. It makes me so happy.
All right, so that's what we'll do.
So that's why I don't have any sewing update for you. Though our plan in terms of sewing, I believe, is to finish this outfit and then move into winter coats for you and I.
Yes. Well, we're going to finish my dress and then.
Yes. Well, I keep telling you, just finish the ironing the lining and I'll cut it out.
That paper.
Okay.
Yes.
So finish the
paper.
The dress. Finish the paper. Finish the dress. Then we'll start working on coats.
Oh. Have I told you? I have a date.
Is this appropriate for the podcast?
Yeah, I'm having my gallbladder out.
Oh, you did not tell me they did the testing?
No, we didn't do the testing. I went to the surgeon. He goes, "You failed this test twice now." I said, "Yeah." Well, he goes, "Why are you having it done again?" I said, "Because Dr. Rubin thought it'd be a good idea." He goes, "It's bothering you every day now. Let's just take it out." I went, "Okay." So we have a date of October 24th. God bless you. So he said, "Well, I think we've caught it before it's infected." Okay. Before he says it's going to be laparoscopic surgery.
Okay.
I'll be going to the North Shore ambulatory unit, and I'll just not be able to work for a week. Oh well.
Okay.
And the problem is that it covers open house, So, and he said I could go back to work.
Okay.
And your father says, I don't think you should. So anyway, your father doesn't think I should drive up to the open house. I was going to ask
when is your open house?
I was going to ask you if you could drive me up to the open house on October 29th. Because they'll have a chair
I've got
for me.
Greg and Sarah that weekend, so it depends on when they are going, when their train back to Philly is.
Well, if you could just
or
I
leave them alone for Sunday morning and I pick you up and
drop you and then go
come
back
get
to
you.
them and then come get me.
No, that was
because they can.
I was just making sure that we knew.
They can get me a chair, one of those tall lecturer's chairs, because I already have students set up to run the games that we're doing.
Gosh. Okay.
I have 6 students all set up.
I love how your workaround for Dad being like, no, you can't work is Elizabeth can drive me.
Yeah, well, because he doesn't want to drive me.
No, like hell he does. No, he should drive you to me, and then we can just drive you up to the Bronx. I like this plan.
He won't do that. He won't do that.
Why not?
He will
I
say,
have my best friends in.
well, that's fine. They can be in the car with us as we drive out to the Bronx.
I don't think there's any good brunch places up there. I'll find out from Sarah when their train is, and we'll figure it out.
That's good. So.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
So what else? Yeah. So having the gallbladder out. Jessie gonna be gone.
Good.
Jessie gonna go. So
good.
We're out.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
So I just sent Janet that note.
You are too much.
Because I don't think anybody else is planning to be there for marketing. Ooh, yeah, and certainly MJ isn't good enough to answer all the questions.
Well, she hasn't been there long enough.
No, she's only been there a year, so
she might be good enough. She just does not have the experience in order to answer the
that's exactly what I mean.
I know.
Yes, lovely woman.
Yes.
So anyway.
You had Sash Enhancement this week.
Yes, I
had
did.
Sash Enhancement this week.
Oh, I got mine from Knit.
You did get yours from Knit at Knit Night on Wednesday.
Knit Night in Roslyn.
Yes. So, a few weeks ago, like 6 weeks ago, just about, I
lost your
fell
mind.
down. Well, no. So, I got Nomadic Yarn. So she posted on Instagram saying that she was going to start limiting her colorways every week, like rotating her colorways. And I was like, oh, no, because I, kind of liked the fact that I could order my yarns whenever I wanted, and it had been keeping me from ordering them. And yeah, so I ordered Rhinebeck sweater weather. On Twisty Sport, so I can make sport weight socks.
Very autumnal.
It is. I think it's a 5-color stripe.
Yeah.
It's so pretty, and yes, I did ask for it to be wound in a gobstopper because look at how pretty it is. Thank you. So I think I'm gonna actually cast these on sometime soon, so I can knit them during Rhinebeck weekend.
Perfect. When you're in Miami.
Exactly. Because I'm not going to always want to work on whichever sweater I bring.
That's true. Oh, let's see. On Thursday and Friday, grounds open at 8 and classes start at 9. But on Saturday and Sunday, grounds open at 9 and classes don't start till 10.
Oh.
I'm not sure how that's going to avoid the grand... Oh, I see. Because classes start an hour later, then you're not letting people with early classes in early. Mm-hmm. Got it. Yep. All right.
So then, she does wonderful Harry Potter colorways. Like, wonderful Harry Potter colorways. And ever since I found Indie Yarns, I have wanted these. And so I got Tonks.
Oh, perfect.
On Spark Sock, which is her sparkly
and
base.
The sparkles are crazy.
They're great. So I'm going to have Tonks socks. And then I got Lupin. Because I can't have Tonks without Lupin.
Of course not.
Come on, y'all. And if she had a Teddy colorway, I would have Teddy as well. Because I'm all about the Lupin family. Come on now.
Yeah.
So Oh, it's beautiful.
Really
It's two
cute.
different shades of gray, a brown, and black, and it's just so pretty. And I got this on Trusty Sock. So I'm going to have Tonks and Lupin socks. Yeah. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do a pattern or if I'm going to do vanilla because they're self-striping. But yeah.
Oh, they're gorgeous.
Excited.
They're just
I
gorgeous.
know. Well, so what I was thinking for...
Whoa, it's alive. Okay. All right.
Okay, well, we're going to weave in our ends. We will tell you more about this later. Talk to you later. Bye.